Today we are going to talk about ISO 9001-2008. This is quality management systems requirements, third revision, and we will be talking about the main headings in brief, and telling you about more what is in the specification. So this document says in the introduction the general thing that the adoption of quality management system should be strategic decision of an organization. The design and implementation of an organization quality management system is influenced by its organization environment, its varying needs and its particular objectives, the processes it employs, the product it provides, and its size and organization structure. This is how I am talking about the introduction. And this international standard can be used by internal and external parties, and including certification bodies, to assess the organization's ability to meet customer statutory and regulatory requirements applicable to the product and the organization's own requirement. The quality management principles stated in this ISO 9001 and ISO 9004 have been taken into consideration during the development of this international standard. Then coming to process approach. We will be talking about the process. All which is written is process. So this international standard promotes the adoption of process approach when developing, implementing and improving the effectiveness of a quality management system to enhance customer satisfaction by meeting customer requirements. So these all are, the content is basically the process approach. Everything is talked about is a process approach. We are not talking about the product. So when used with a quality management system, such an approach emphasizes the importance of understanding the meeting requirements, need to consider processes in terms of added value and obtaining results of process performance and effectiveness. So continual improvement of processes based on objective measurement. Again, we are talking about different clauses which are linked to this. And then in addition to this methodology, we have PDCA. This can be applied to all processes, that is plan, do, check and act. Again, PDCA, plan, do, check and act. So the model of process based QMS is something like this. We have customer requirements, then input, value adding activities, and then information flow will be there, and finally the product that will be output. We need to have customer satisfaction. In between we have product realization, and then measurement analysis improvement, and finally the measurement management responsibility and resource management, and then thereby going to continual improvement of the quality management system. So what is the relationship with ISO 9001? This is also being specified here because it was taken from that only. And this compatibility with other management system like 14001, this is a environmental standard and other standards. So we are actually talking about 9001-2008, and it is compatibility has been given in 0.4. Now coming to our actual document. So we have scope which is being divided into general, that is this international standard specify requirements for a quality management system where an organization needs to demonstrate its ability to consistently provide a product that meets customer and applicable statutory and regulatory requirements. It aims to enhance customer satisfaction through the effective application of the system, including processes for continual improvement of the system and the assurance of conformity to the customer and applicable statutory and regulatory requirements. Then 1.2, its application. All requirements of this ISO are generic and are intended to be applicable to all organizations regardless of its type, size and product provided. Then normative references are given, like which all references has been taken. Then terms and condition, that is for the purpose of this document, the terms and definitions given, these are applied. We are talking about product and services, Then coming to actual QMS, what all we discussed about the preface. Now coming to quality management system. 4.1 says general requirements. 4.1 general requirements, these are the basic requirements. The organization shall determine the process needed for the quality management system, determine the sequence and interaction of this process, determine criteria and method needed to ensure that both the operation and the control of this process are effective. Then ensuring the availability of resources and information necessary to support the operation and monitor, measure where applicable. And then implementing action necessary to achieve planned result and continual improvement of this process. So these are the general requirements which are there. Then documental requirements in ISO. So these are the documentation which will require documented statements of quality policy and quality objectives, a quality manual, documented procedures and records required by this international standard, and documents including records determined by the organization to ensure the effective planning, operation and control of this process. So these are all the document stuff which is there. Then quality manual. We need to have a quality manual, that is the scope of the quality management system, including details of and justification for any exclusions. Why? Because certain companies may exclude for certain points. Then the documented procedures established for quality management system or reference to them, the description of the interaction between the process of the quality management system. Then control of document. This is very important. These are the how controlling is done. The documented procedure shall be established to define the controls which are needed. How we control the documentation. These are all the aspects of control of the document and control of records. So the organization shall establish a documented procedure to define the controls needed for the identification, storage, protection, retrieval, retention time and disposition of records. Then what are the management responsibility? These are the management commitments. All these are the management which commitments which are ought to be there. Then customer focus, that is top management shall ensure that customer requirements are determined and are met with the aim of enhancing customer satisfaction. In quality policy, there has to be a quality policy which has to be seen by 5.3. Then planning, what are the quality objectives? This has to be written in a proper format. And quality management system planning, what top management shall ensure the quality management system planning. Then the responsibility, authority and communication, what is the responsibility and authority, then management representation should be there. Then internal communication, how the organization internally communicates, and management review. Everything has to be reviewed by the management, like review input, then review output. Then resource, coming to resource, that is the provision of resource. These resources may include human resource and what are the competence, training and awareness of these human resource. And then coming to infrastructure, the building, workspace, process equipment, supporting services and working environment. What is the work environment culture of this organization? Then product realization, that how the product realization planning is done. These are all the things which should be there. And these thing which actually starts that okay, the product should be realized like this. And coming to customer related processes, that is determination of requirements related to the product and review of requirements related to the product. Then review of requirement related to the product, this is followed by customer communication. That is how, if any problem is there, anything is there, how the communication with the customer is established. Then design and development planning, what will be the, we are talking about product. So what are the processes which are followed for design and development planning? So what will be the design and development input, that is functional, non-functional, performance requirements, what are the regulatory requirements and other essential for design and development. Then what are the design and development outputs which are being sought? And finally the design and development review. And design and development verification and validation is an important part in QMS. So verification, then validation, and control of design and development changes. Controlling is also, while the production is going on, the processes to control and development, designing of development should be there. Then purchasing, what are the purchasing processes, what are the purchasing information, verification of the purchased product. And production and service provision, that is a control of production and service provision. Then validation of processes for production and service provision. Finally, that identification and traceability. Then going to customer property, if something is there with us, customer property, how to go along with this. Preservation of the product, control of monitoring and measuring equipments, and control of monitoring and measuring equipments, followed by our final measurement, analysis and improvement. That is monitoring and measurement, that is what is measuring. We are measuring customer satisfaction. We are doing internal audits. And then monitoring and measurement of processes, monitoring measure of products, control of non-conforming products, and those products which are non-conforming should be dealt in a certain manner. The analysis of data, if any, and then improvement has to be there, continual improvement, corrective action which has been taken, preventive action which has to be taken. So these are the different aspect of things which are there in a ISO 9000 and 2008 document. So thank you so much. Take care of yourself. This PPT I have downloaded from internet. Thank you so much. Take care.